views and opinions expressed in this podcast by the host and or the guest do not necessarily reflect the views of the host and or Paranormal Buzz Radio and or its sponsors. Use of any material produced by Paranormal Buzz Radio without express written consent is prohibited. Paranormal Buzz Radio will not be held responsible for you holding your knees, crying, and rocking in a corner in a puddle of your own urine, or being beheaded by a group of children in a cornfield. In fact, if you come across a group of children in a cornfield, we promise to make fun of you as you run away screaming in terror. Listener discretion is advised.
You're listening to RAP Paranormal and Friends with your hosts,
Kim Purvis
and Allison Robinson. Make sure to check us out on our Facebook pages, RAP Paranormal and Friends and RAP Paranormal Busters, for up-to-date show information and events.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast by the host and or the
Hey everyone, welcome to another night of RAP Paranormal and Friends. We're starting a little late because still having some internet issues, so hopefully the sound is good. We are running off of Kim's Bluetooth right now, so we'll see how this goes. But tonight we thought we'd take a break from guests and kind of go over our last investigations of Indiana State Sanitorium and Edinburgh Manor. Darren, we are doing just fantastic other than this craptastic technology. Oh yeah, I know you have been. Anyways, Indiana State Sanatorium, if some of you don't know, was a tuberculosis hospital from, I believe, 1908 to 1968.
something like that.
Yeah. And it reopened as the Lee Allen Bryant, I believe, Healthcare Center in 1976. And then it was operated as a nursing home / mental hospital until 2011?
Something like that.
Something like that. And it looks like they just dropped what they were doing and everybody left. Everything is pretty much still in there. There's charts, there's patient information, there's beds, wheelchairs, scales.
You name it, it's in there.
Clothes, a crap ton of clothes. It was insane. And the amount of area to cover in one night,
You
can't.
You can't get it covered in one night.
Oh no, you can't. You've got what? You got access to 3 of the buildings.
You got 3 buildings, and the one they count as 2 is humongous. We never got down into the tunnels to investigate.
No.
We needed to be in the other building. We had so many areas to investigate. We didn't get it all covered.
Oh, I know. We didn't. It was, there's just so much area, and there was 5 of us? 6 of us?
5 of us. And then...
No, there was 6 of us.
Yeah, 6 of us. But you had to go where you kept all your equipment and bedding and stuff and your food. You had to drive your car down to there. Then when you were ready to go to investigate the next spot, you had to drive your car back up. Or
you could get walk like I walked, and I thought I was gonna get eaten alive by some creature in the night.
Well,
And it rained.
And it rained, so the building leaks. So we had to watch where we were putting our equipment because you didn't want it to get soaking wet.
Mm-hmm.
When we did the tour, they told us about the raccoons and the foxes that might be in the building.
Right.
They didn't tell us about the bats or the snakes.
Right.
And I looked it up on the internet, and he said it was a rat snake, but they do have cottonmouths and rattlesnake type things. And that didn't look like no rat snake to me. That was hanging from the door.
I don't know, because I didn't get to see the video, so I just heard about it. But I probably would have shit myself if I would have saw that. Plus, I don't walk around with a damn flashlight. Could you imagine if I walked and that slapped me in the face? This long, slimy thing slapping me in the face?
And it started rattling, you would be a dead duck.
I would be.
Yes. You wouldn't have known where you were at.
Yeah, exactly. Because, I mean, you got so turned around in those buildings, too. I didn't know where the hell I was half the time, other than the nurse's wing.
The nurse's wing, and then I'd get turned around. Do I go this way or this way out?
Right? Yeah.
Do I go left? It's because they had parts of the building. You had to be careful. Most of their caution tape has fallen down, and the floors are weak, and you could fall through. So you had to know where you were so you didn't step on those weak spots.
Right, yeah, for sure. And the tunnels were fun. We walked through those with our tour guide. Props to Jordan, our tour guide. That's all I'm going to say. Anyways. Woo! Anywho, we went through there, and then Yumi and Leslie walked through, and it was still fairly light out when we walked through it again. But there was parts I had to stop and wait for Leslie and Kim because it was so dark. Of course, you know me. I don't carry a flashlight.
You don't carry the flashlight.
And I did take a video of it. And so I'm like, oh, I don't remember where these pipes are at. It's so dark that I can't see. So I'm squatting. I'm literally walking through there squatting because I'm like, I don't want to run into anything. So I'd kind of slow down. Then I'd see a little glimmer of light. And I'd be like, okay, I can kind of see where I'm going. But
yeah, there was only one spot I had to duck. The rest I could walk underneath.
Yeah, Kim was lucky.
I didn't have to duck like you guys.
Yeah, I probably would have clocked myself. I mean, honestly.
The interesting part about Indiana State, when we did get to start investigating, was the morgue.
Oh, yeah.
There is a slab of concrete made into a square, and it's about 3.5 feet tall.
Yeah.
And they don't know what it was for.
And it's not... See, when you say that, you know, you're like, well, maybe they laid the body there. But it wasn't that long. It was...
No, it wasn't very long. It was like...
You could probably fit a torso on there.
I don't know.
It was different.
They said there was no bodies in it.
Yeah, right.
I don't know how they knew that, but they said there was no body. But the other thing in the morgue...
Yeah.
I didn't understand. Okay, you have an X-ray machine bolted to the floor.
Yes.
And right next to it was a bathtub. Electricity, water, what was it for?
I don't know.
I just couldn't figure that out. You have an X-ray machine near a bathtub, and it was pointed towards the bathtub.
Yeah, I don't know. That I don't know either. Okay, yeah. Sounds good, Darren. On the way home, we did a self-guided tour at Old Julie. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's another place that'd be cool.
But I just didn't understand that X-ray machine and the bathtub. It was very confusing.
Yeah, I don't understand that either. Like, why? What? Like, I don't know.
Most activity we got was up at the nurses' station on that one building because we kept getting lost, and then by the time we got found the car to go down and get some more equipment.
Uh-huh.
We come back, then where'd we leave off? Because you get lost again.
Yeah, for sure. And then when we did get there and we got through the tour and everything, I was walking up. I was going to take a few pictures, and I went into the, oh my gosh, I can't think of the name of it. That first building by the pool.
It was a superintendent's
Okay, that's what I thought.
building.
Yeah.
They're remodeling in there.
Yes. And I walked in there, and in certain areas, I mean, I was so dizzy, I thought I was going to throw up. And it affected me during the walkthrough. And then I went in by myself, and I'm like, okay. And then there were some spots I was fine, and I'm like checking. The floors were level in that first area. And there was one other room in there, I can't remember what it was, that I started to get a little dizzy, and I'm like, maybe I should walk out. So I left there. But then I found myself going to that pool. Like, I think I should have investigated that pool. I don't know why, but like I was around that pool, and I was looking through my pictures, and I took a picture of me sitting on the edge of the pool.
Yeah,
like with my feet dangling over the side.
Don't fall in. That's icky water in there.
Yeah, and there was a bunch of tadpoles in there.
Well, they're going to make a koi pond out of it.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Because the superintendent's building, they're remodeling it, so when investigators do come, that's going to be their headquarters.
Mm-hmm.
So,
which will
they're
be
putting all brand new beds, everything in there, and
they're
going to have a kitchen and everything. So,
yeah, I mean, they really are working on this place, and they are super nice.
Oh, very nice people.
Oh my gosh, you couldn't ask for better people. I mean, they're great. The last few every place has been great that we've gone to, but they're like, you Iowans are always so nice. And I'm like, well, some of us are.
And they everybody's on the grounds. There's 3 guys that help him, or 2 guys help him, and all 3 of them are on the ground. So if we ever had a problem, just start banging on houses, because one of them would get up and find out what was going on.
And then we had the one guy's card, and then that Jordan was like, but if you can't get a hold of him, you can always take my number.
Yeah, so they are very helpful if we ever needed them. We never saw them the rest of the night after we checked in.
No, I mean, they did a little bit of surveying before it got light up, because they're working on a septic system in that area, but that was it. Yeah. They didn't bother us or anything. No, it was very nice, and I would love to go back, but I'd love to go back for a little bit longer period, because there's just so much there. You
need a 2-day deal.
Yes, and you need to get a hotel afterwards so you can catch up on rest before driving.
Because that 6 hours from where we're at, is murder.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, and let's see. I went through the recorder for Indiana, and it was bizarre because we heard a lot of things with our own ears, and we saw a lot of things, obviously, but I didn't have my camcorder out, so I didn't, get anything like that. But there's a couple areas, we had heard some humming and stuff in the nurse's wing, but I legit heard a scream. Somebody went down a hallway. I don't know if it was you or Leslie's. I think it might have been you who walked down. Somebody walked down, and I could hear you talking and said, no, nobody's out there, because we thought we heard a door or something or whatever. And then you hear a woman scream. A woman scream.
We had a couple.
And it's on there twice.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know what that was, but also at night, walking outside, we heard things like that, and we're like, is that an animal? We couldn't really tell because it was off in the distance. But there was definitely movement out there in those trees, and especially by, I want to say it was the building with the, was it the building with the 5? I get so confused. With the 5 floors.
That was the mental.
Yeah, so we were out there. We came outside, and there was something. There's like these little shrubbery like things kind of there. Might have been the one with the chairs in it. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But freaking something started going at it in that little shrub right there, and I'm like, oh my god, oh my god. And then walking back down, there's like a creek or a pond or something down there. You could hear like a man like mumbling or something down there. It was really weird.
Well, you figure where the pond is?
Yeah.
There's those two houses.
That's true. There could be somebody
that
down
are
there.
almost falling in.
Oh, that's true.
That you
Yeah.
couldn't get into.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and I think that was where the nurses and stuff lived or something. Somebody lived there.
Mm-hmm.
Two different, but you couldn't go into those buildings at all. And then that patient that went to the top of the water tower and they didn't find it till 3 or 4 days later.
That it was like a woman, yeah,
froze to death up there.
Yeah, and there was a guy who, I believe it was a guy that jumped from that 5-floor place, but landed. There was like a canopy or something, and landed on that and survived. That is a really cool place to go to, too, because you can go up on the rooftop there.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to do it at night unless I had a flashlight.
I was up there at night, and that's twice, maybe? Yeah, twice. Because the second time went up there because in those trees off to the side, there was something like knocking or breaking, on there. But the trees weren't moving. And hollering, we were hollering and stuff, trying to, if it was an animal, you'd think it'd get spooked and run off or whatever, and it just in that same spot just kept doing it. It's like, that would be a good place to go squatching.
It's timber all the way around this place.
Yeah. I mean, I want to go back and just spend a little more time in some different areas that we didn't even
get to. Yeah.
And see what else we come up with. Because, I mean, there was a lot in the nurse's wing, but then it rained. So then when we went back, a lot of stuff was contaminated, so you couldn't really
all you heard was water dripping. And
and then the door was slamming down there because of the wind.
And the funny thing was, before the rain came, we had a tripwire going down one hallway. A tripwire going down the other hallway.
Yeah.
And then we were talking to something about the nurse's station, and all of a sudden, both trip lights went off at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
And then this trip light would go off. Then the cat ball went off in that one room. And I know there was something in there because I couldn't tell if it was an animal or not, but you could hear it, and it was right behind my back.
Yeah, because there was papers and stuff on the floor, and you could hear them shuffle. I caught that on the recorder.
But we didn't see an animal.
We didn't see an animal, but it doesn't mean there wasn't anything in there like that.
Because
there was a shit ton of bats.
That place is so opened up, any animal can walk in there.
Right, exactly. So, yeah, it was hard to detect, with the knocking and everything.
We were trying to debunk every noise we could to make sure we were hearing what we were hearing, but...
Yeah. And even going to bed, we stayed in that Commons building or whatever, you know. And, that's a nice building. Bathrooms, little kitchenette, everything. Like, it's got, like a little break room stuff. And, again, heard the screaming.
Oh, I did too.
Went to go to sleep, and as soon as I closed my eyes, I heard this bang! I'm like, what the hell is that? Like, and then you hear a guy mumbling. Like, it sounded like an older person. And I'm like, okay, what is going on? And then I just kept hearing the banging. And then this weird...
I'm laying on the floor. It's concrete.
Yeah.
And I felt it vibrate.
Oh, yeah, you did say you felt it vibrate. Yeah.
And I'm going, it's concrete. It can't vibrate.
Yeah, I don't know. That place was trippy.
Well, where the common area is, where we had all of our equipment and stuff, that used to be the children's hospital ward.
Yes.
And it was tore down because it collapsed and they built this new building.
Yeah.
So, but you were hearing older people instead of kids.
Yeah, and we heard
So-
this screaming. The only thing I heard like a little kid was you humming in your sleep, and that was kind of terrifying. That reminded me of little Nicky, the little dog, when he's like going la 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 la. That's what it reminded. I'm like, oh my god, like what is going on here? Like
I'm talking in my sleep. Maybe I'm talking to a spirit. I
you
don't know.
could have been. I don't know. It was.
Because I very seldom talk in my sleep.
I've never heard you do that before, and it was coming from your area, so I'm like, oh, it's got to be Kim. Like maybe it wasn't you, but
Maybe it wasn't
I
me.
thought it was you. But I mean that place and just being out there was just
It was
peaceful.
And,
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and the temp wasn't too bad. It wasn't real
wa-
hot. So it wasn't bad to go through that place.
And then we had that rain, and I walked back in the rain. So then, oh my god, my shoes and my socks were soaked. But it was fun. Like it was nice, and I.
Yeah, she always had to walk because she couldn't wait for us to get in the car.
I skipped the gym that day, and I needed to get my steps and everything in. You know, that's just how I am. Like I'm on crack, and I move 100 miles an hour. I can't help it.
She does. It's like, where'd she go now?
Yeah, right. And then, so do you have anything else you want to touch base on, Indiana?
Let's see. I'm trying to remember everything that happened. Oh, we did see shadows. Couple places.
Oh yeah.
You guys did down in the dining room
Yeah.
area.
Okay. So there was those window things that look into the seating area,
Right.
and there was a tripwire going down that way, and I looked down there, and there was a shadow. It didn't cover the whole window thing. It like stopped right before you got to the window part, and you could see it go across. And I'm like, oh, I just saw a shadow down there, and then the tripwire went off. And then we're talking about, oh yeah, we just saw, a shadow, whatever, go across here, and it went off again. So I don't know, but and then when I walked down there, because we were hearing stuff down there, I walked down there, and I turned to go into that area, and I hear a man say, "Turn around," and I'm like, turn around now, and I'm like, what? And so I yell hello because I literally thought there was somebody down there. Nobody else was down there. I heard it with my own ears. Of course, I left my recorder with Kim and Leslie up in the nurses station area, but it's like, I don't know what that was. I have no idea. No clue whatsoever, but.
And then we, just before the rain happened, before we went down to go get something to eat, the Ovilus said America.
Oh, yeah.
And then my tripwire, the batteries were getting low, but Leslie's, I've never seen it do it, turned two different colors, white and red, and then mine turned blue.
Mm-hmm.
As it said America. And then that's when my tripwire was dead after that.
Yeah, that's weird.
But I've never, because what that say? It said America, and that's when the trip lights went weird.
Yeah, so I don't know how to explain that, what that was about.
I can't explain that one either. And then I had to quit using my tripwire because it was totally dead, and then we used Leslie's the rest of the night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I don't know what Leslie caught, like her daughter and husband were, filming and recording and stuff. And I know they were going through a lot of that afterwards, but I don't know. Other than the snake. God, that would freak me out. If I literally walked into something long and, slithery, slimy, whatever, like that. Oh my God, I would lose my shit. There's no way. I mean, what? A snake? I mean, yeah, they can get up into all places, but I have never come across a snake hanging from anything like that. Other than Farrar. I was not there. We heard it. Because we remember we took that big group with us.
Mm-hmm.
And was it your cousin and like Peanut and all them?
They all opened that one door and there was that snake.
Yeah, there was a snake hanging there. And we were like up by in Miss Martin's room or something, and we could hear them down in the gym screaming. And they're like, "Oh my god, it's a snake!"
I said, "Who told you to go through that door?"
Yeah, I've never opened that door. And that's why you don't flip and open that door.
We never go in that little section. It's just some kind of chute that I think it was a coal chute or something.
Yeah.
That we just never go in that room.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's just kind of, I have no idea what triggered them to, they're just being curious, and well, that,
we told them they could go through anything but
yeah,
the apartment part.
Mm-hmm.
But they did. They found the snake.
Mm-hmm. Leave it to them to find that.
But yeah, it was like, well, I agree with you. We need a 2-nighter there, definitely, yes. Because it's so big. We probably wouldn't even get it all covered in 2 nights.
Oh, hell no.
Not as much activity. It started, and then it kind of died down because of the rain and stuff. You couldn't tell if you were getting anything.
Uh-huh.
Because you had holes in the roof over your head.
Yeah.
And then I'm looking for bats to come in, and
oh gosh, yeah, being swooped by bats all night, and you're like trying to like army crawl through areas because you're like, or squat down, and you're just like, oh my god, because I mean those were a lot bigger bats than the one that I saw at Ashmore. They were like twice the size. They might have been the size of the one that Chris claims he saw. I don't know. They were big. They were big ones.
All I know is I don't like those rats with wings.
Yeah, at one point you had that racket. She was ready.
I was ready. I had a badminton racket. Yeah, I was going to get him.
I should have got a picture of that. It was funny. But yeah, and then last weekend, the weekend before. Last weekend. Weekend before.
I think.
Yes, weekend before, because I was pouting in bed all weekend. Okay. So yeah, the weekend before we went to Edinburgh.
Yes.
And that was an interesting night, to say the least. I mean, it was actually fairly quiet. Very different energy, I would say, there.
Totally different energy there.
Uh-huh.
I've never went down to the basement and had total silence.
Yeah, I know. I listened to when we went down into the boiler room, and I didn't get anything on the recorder. I mean, we were hearing things, seeing some shadows, got some stuff with the tripwire, but that was about it.
And it wasn't a
steady shadow figure. Yeah,
it wasn't a steady tripwire.
No. Mm-mm.
I went back down there by myself.
Uh-huh.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Totally quiet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. We didn't get anything in the cafeteria. We went back there pretty late, around 2 o'clock?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. We started to get tired because there was just nothing going on. And then we even went to the cemetery to pay our respects to Henry, and usually we get some activity with him and stuff, and we didn't get
no activity in the cemetery like we normally do.
No, nothing really with our walkies. It kind of went wonky at first, but we didn't get any of the activity on there like we do with people talking to us or whatever. And yeah, I got through the cemetery and I got through the boiler room, but that's as far as I got because I got through everything from Indiana. But I mean, everywhere we went in there, I mean, we had a little bit with tripwire here and there, a couple blips off the music box, but literally that was it.
They drained the battery on the music box.
Oh yeah, because a new one was put in. And I don't know what was going on in that children's room, but that was like very,
very, that was the worst energy we had all night.
And that's usually a fun area. Like, you have so much, like, happy energy and fun, and they're just, having fun with you. And, last time we were there last year when we went, we had that game where Stephanie was asking them on the box to, say one of our names and we'll stand up. We did that and it went through and it said all of our names, and then once they said our names again, then we sat down like we played games and they, everything. And like, nope, it was not like that at all.
It felt very heavy.
Yeah.
It was a room I didn't really want to go into. That's how the energy. As soon as you hit that door, you wanted to back out.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, no. Jennifer couldn't walk in there at first. She started crying. I've never seen her get affected like that. Never.
Mm-mm. And it was affecting another gentleman.
Yeah.
April invited.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't handle it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what went on in that room, but I've never felt that room that bad.
Mm-mm.
I felt the heaviness down the basement before, but not up in that children's room.
Yeah. I haven't either.
I'm not for sure what the thing we found in there was.
I don't know.
I don't know if it was just for fun or what, but as soon as I tore it down,
mm-hmm.
the energy was starting to leave. It was still heavy, but
mm-hmm.
it was starting to leave after I tore that down.
Mm-hmm. That's when I got affected the most.
All I know is they had these Christmas lights
mm-hmm.
in a circle.
Mm-hmm.
All the stuffed animals sitting in a circle.
Mm-hmm.
Then they had a rubber duck in the middle with 3 little teddy bears laying down like a sacrifice. Then they had chairs around the lights with drums. So,
yeah.
What were they trying to do with that circle? Because everything was in a circle. Even the drums. Even the chairs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just know the energy wasn't good in there.
No, it was not. For sure.
It took me 2 days to get over it.
Mm.
And I'm not that sensitive to but I can tell certain energies. I'll start getting a migraine. Yeah. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I don't like this room. I'm starting to get a headache. I gotta leave for a second.
Yeah, right.
But that was worse than a headache.
Yeah, I felt sick in that room.
There was about 4 of us that got sick in that room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was not fun by any means. And I don't know. It was just really.
I'm not saying they were trying to do something in there, but
right.
That energy was bad. It wasn't good energy.
Yeah, and it could be just a mixture of whatever else people are bringing into that. I mean, all these locations, if you think about it, the energy has shifted so much in all these different locations, and you're like, what are some of these people bringing in, or what are they doing? What do they have attached to them that they're bringing in, or energies that they have, and just leaving an imprint on these buildings and all these places that affects other people that are sensitive to it.
That's true.
And maybe the spirits don't like it, and that's why they're not.
Yeah, because little Henry, when we visited him in the cemetery, we think it might be him.
Yes, we think it might be.
Because when we asked him to come over to the manor, we'd do the hula hoop and stuff, and then all the lights went off because I couldn't do the hula hoop. Right. So I'm saying it might have been little Henry, or it could have been one of the other little kids there. Yeah. But we get kind of reaction when we go to the cemetery with him. Stuff will go off. The K2 will go off on his grave. Everything. We got nothing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We tried the necrophonics out there. And we kept getting an older man. But we never got a kid like we used to. No. Maybe he was mad because I couldn't afford flowers this time. I didn't take no flowers.
And somebody took his toy toy truck.
Yeah, I left a toy truck on a stone, and somebody took it.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't that expensive, but it's the point.
Yeah.
I left him a toy truck, and somebody took it.
Yeah. Unless they just moved all the stuff to like mow around there, but I don't know.
But it was up on his stone.
Oh, that's true.
It wouldn't have bothered them when they were mowing.
Yeah.
Next time I'll take super glue. That way I know his little car will stay.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But yeah, I that bothers me at my mom's when we go to visit mom's cemetery.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There is a little kid. They
Yeah.
have all of his toys.
Yeah. I do remember seeing that when I went with you that one time.
And they keep getting moved to somebody else's grave.
Oh, jeez.
So I move them back.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next time I go, they've been moved again.
Jeez Louise. I don't know. But other than that, I mean, yeah, it was...
No, not really. Any of them were really getting much.
No. Mm-mm.
Because I don't think we had any beginners with us. Because those three that came later are a team.
Yeah. What was her name? Dottie and Dawn or something?
Dodie and...
Yeah, Dodie and... They had never been on an investigation before. I mean, she's into all that stuff, but she's never actually been on an actual...
Okay, yeah.
Is what
And see, it was affecting
April.
him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think they do some private locations, not an actual, more public place like this.
Right.
She does a lot of, like, cleansings and things like that.
Yeah. Which,
from what I gather,
everybody that went to Edinburgh were great people.
Oh yeah,
I'd investigate with them again.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was a good time. It was just
meeting new people and investigating.
Yeah, that's what we like to do.
We got in there, got all our equipment, and basically split.
Yeah, and then towards the end of the night, we were
all together.
Yeah,
but they did their thing, we did our thing, and then some of them would come with us, some would go with the other group.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was a good time. I would definitely go with them again. Or anybody. So, if anybody who's listening and has a paranormal group and wants to collaborate, hit us up. We're all for it. We like to do that. It's fun that way. You learn new things from, other people, and they may learn from you, and it's always a good time.
Yep.
So far, I mean, that's what we have found anyways. We haven't been with anybody who's really...
No, everybody we went... It's always been somebody new. Oh, we got some new people. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Which are you going to take some...
We got some newbies coming up to Melbourne.
Yeah.
We got 3 for sure. Maybe. Mm-hmm. They haven't contacted me back. And then we've got another 3 is another maybe.
Yeah.
The 3 of them are with Christy's group, with Christy's family. And the other 3 are people we throw darts with. They've always wanted to go on an investigation with us. So I said, come to Christy's memorial. We'll get you on an investigation. But they haven't contacted me back yet. I'm still waiting. So we might have 6 newbies on that one.
Oh, that would be fun. Whew, damn.
I hope we get stuff like Josh has been getting.
Oh, yeah, wouldn't that be cool?
He did a live last night. I got to watch part of it. I didn't get to watch it all. Yeah, Melbourne's been pretty active.
Mm-hmm. Well, people said that Edinburgh's been pretty active too, but we got nothing.
Well, Kat was there.
Yeah.
Gave a tour. Yeah. Said, well, she's got them all riled up for us.
Yeah.
Because they were active. We get in there, nothing.
Yeah, they're
Whoa,
like, screw
wait,
you. We're
wait,
done.
Wait a minute here.
We used all our energy on these
Wait a minute, Kat. You said you had them all riled up,
on
and
these
then we
guests,
get
on
nothing.
these people. Well, I mean, and she had what, like 25 people?
Yeah, about 25 people she was giving the tour to. So
yeah, for sure. So yeah, you know, that's a lot of people to give a tour to. But I mean, that's good. Good for them. And they were from different states.
All different states, and they came out and talked to us about it. You're spending the night?
Yeah, right? Yeah, they're like, have fun, hope you get a lot of activity. But yeah, we didn't even get anything in the house.
No, nothing. The house was even quiet.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. I don't know what was going on there. But I've noticed that because we've been to some of these locations so many times that I don't know if we're just getting used to it.
That could be.
Because we went to Ashmore. Got a lot of activity.
Lots of activity.
New place. Went to Indiana. Got a lot of activity. New place. So it's like, and you know, sometimes they say that it takes time for a spirit to like warm up to you or whatever before they, you know, but some of these places we've been to so many times that, you know, but the energy has just changed so much that it's like, okay, what is going on here? Like you always have a lot of interaction with Susie at Melbourne, but she's been kind of quiet the last few times.
She's been real quiet.
Till that damn energy vamp wanted to take her. Oh, don't even get me started on that.
But yeah, me and Susie used to have real good bondage and
bondage.
Bond. Sorry. I'm tired.
Bondage.
Yep,
sorry.
Bondage.
Going down the rabbit hole.
Yep, you are. But anyway, and the last time it took forever to have her answer me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because she used to always interact with me.
Oh, yeah.
I could sit in that room by myself with her and she'd interact with me. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I can't get her to do the balls anymore. I can't get her to play with the cat anymore. Mm-hmm. The K2 don't go off anymore, hardly.
Yeah. It's just strange. I don't know. Wheezing, sorry. So it'll be interesting to see what it's like this fall when we go then. We'll be going in September, right?
What?
We're going to September in Melbourne.
23rd of September.
Okay.
So it'll be 2 years since Kristen's been gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, the last time we were at Melbourne with her sister.
Oh, yeah.
She went to Christy's grave and had asked her to say yellow through our spirit boxes.
Oh,
or
yeah.
Say yellow during the investigation. So she knew she was there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I didn't know anything about this. Mm-hmm. Nobody knew it but Misty. Mm-hmm. And then what do? We go up to Susie's room. Mm-hmm. Susie likes music.
Right.
So I'm going through my music. Uh-huh. And I said, what about yellow polka dot bikini? Yeah. And Misty about fell off the bed because I said yellow. Yeah. I didn't know nothing about the yellows. Yeah. I said, this is a new one, Susie. How about this one? Yeah. We've never played that one up there, so.
Yeah, no. Uh-uh. And another weird thing, which obviously you got to take it with a grain of salt, but we were in Gracie's room, and I was in there with Misty.
I know Suzanne. We're off the subject of Edinburgh and...
Well, yeah, Indiana, but, you know, we get that way. We start rambling on about other places we've been. But we were in Gracie's room, and the cat ball started going off in the hallway. And the ovulus said, death in September. Mm-hmm. And Misty about shit her pants. They were like, oh my God. Like, oh my God. Like, because Christy died in September.
Mm-hmm.
So, is it a coincidence? I don't know, but it seems a little...
And that's when we played the yellow polka dot bikini later that night up
yeah.
in Susie's room.
Uh-huh.
So that, and then that,
Uh-huh.
I can't say it was Christy.
Right.
But it sure was weird.
Yeah, it was very strange. But interesting to see and everything.
I still haven't heard the word yet. Me and her had a word.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as I hear it, I'll know it's her.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not telling anybody what it is. That way,
right?
It won't be in their head. I heard that word. I heard that word.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No, you didn't. Yeah. Nope. Yeah. So, I mean, but anyways, getting back on the subject of the other two, I mean, I don't really have anything else to say because Indiana, yeah, that was fun. That was great. I want to go back. Like, there's a lot of places I want to go to. I want to go to Hinsdale. Anybody want to go to Hinsdale? Let's go. Like, I want to go next year.
I want to go to Hinsdale so bad.
I know.
But I'm not flying. I got to drive.
Yeah. So I would need a helper to drive because I am not driving all that. I would gladly take a vacation to go do that.
Definitely take a vacation to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd make sure my vacation. Okay, let's see the path. What's another place we could do in between up to Hinsdale?
Yeah. Is there any good wineries on the way?
No wineries.
Oh, come on. Every time I go somewhere and I see a winery
if you get to go to your wineries, I get to go to the antique shops.
Well, that's a deal because I still want to get an antique dental chair since I never got that one in Marion. I'm really upset about that. I really wanted it.
I know.
My mom went up there and said it wasn't there anymore.
Every investigation we go to, winery, no. Winery, no. We're on a schedule.
Uh-huh.
That's the only bad thing about driving.
Yeah.
6 hours. You're on a schedule. You got to get there by a certain time,
so
you don't get a lot of stops.
Right. Next time though that we go to Ashmore, I do want to stop at that witch's grave.
Yeah, we didn't make it over to the witch's grave.
No, I definitely want to do that. See what that's all about.
Go the next day and go to visit it.
Yeah, before we head out. Yeah, that's another place to do a 2-nighter.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that big.
It's not that big, but you can cover a lot more in 2 nights than you can in 1 night.
Right.
Because Kelly and Chris, they were on different floors than we were.
Yes, right.
Well, we got all of us, but Chris and Kelly were hooked into this one room because we were having so much activity. And then by the time it quit, it was about time to go to bed.
Yeah.
It's like, we didn't want to leave. It was so active. So we didn't make it to too many floors.
Oh, no. Well, Leslie and I did, I think you were taking a little bit of a break. We did go upstairs and we went into, oh my gosh, I can't remember her name.
Whitney? Was it Whitney?
No.
Ashley?
No. I can't remember her name now, dang it. But anyways, they have a tribute room to one of the tour guys that was there and that was killed in an accident.
Yeah.
And we got some stuff in there.
They say she runs the building and likes to play tricks on people.
Yeah. And we did get some stuff in there, and then we were leaving there, and we heard a lot of movement out in this one area, and there's a big-ass Christmas tree there, and there was movement coming from there. I go, if there's a squirrel in there, like Chevy Chase, oh my God. And we just started giggling because we were laughing, thinking there might have been a squirrel in that damn tree. But I don't know what it was. There was a lot of movement in there, so I don't know if a critter was in there or what was going on, but
you have to keep the doors shut there because they do have raccoons. Oh yeah. They have a family of 4 that I saw when I was sitting out having a cigarette by the fire. They have a fire pit where you can build a little fire, and they have the wood there for you and everything. Well, we forgot the marshmallows.
Mm-hmm.
Next time, marshmallows.
Oh yeah, it was a perfect night for it. It was a beautiful night. There was the pink full moon. It wasn't it the pink full moon? Was it a pink one?
Yeah, it was a big full moon.
Oh yeah. I kept trying to rush out there to get different phases of the moon, pictures of it.
I think Stephanie got a couple good ones. Oh,
Yeah.
and in Indiana, where they're building that new rooms for everybody, we'll have showers too. So you can have, like, if you stay overnight or something, you need a shower.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
They're building showers and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to accommodate everything you need.
Oh yeah.
He's working on it. It's just
Mm-hmm.
some of the other buildings need roofs fixed, but
Yeah, I'm sure they'll probably get to that.
oh yeah, they're slowly getting there.
Mm-hmm. Which is nice. I'd like to see these places preserved and things, because you see so many of these locations getting torn down, and it's just sad because there's history there, and you're tearing down history.
Yeah, we gotta go modern.
Yeah, fuck modern.
Even if it's not haunted, they're tearing down history.
Yeah. And it's sad. It's very sad. We should be preserving that. Like,
I know some of the buildings are pretty well
yeah,
gone. You can't,
right,
because they let them go too long. But
right.
But the ones that aren't, they're still tearing them down.
Mm-hmm.
Just like that house they tried to save here in Marshalltown. I don't know if they ever got it saved. They were going to move it.
Oh, on Main Street? Yeah,
they
no,
were
I
gonna
think
move
they were
it.
tearing it down because they
Yeah.
can't.
They couldn't come up with enough money to move it. But that's part of history.
Right, and it was a very cool house.
That was built way, way, way back.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's sad.
That was one of the first houses in Marshalltown.
Dang. That's crazy. Yeah. I don't know, but bucket list, yeah. I mean, I've got so many places I want to go, and I don't mind. I like traveling out of the state. It's just the driving part.
The driving part. If we were spending the night and then going to investigate,
Right.
it probably wouldn't be so bad.
Right.
But Ashmore was a 6-hour drive.
Mm-hmm.
We were exhausted.
Yeah.
And then had to drive the 6 hours back.
Right.
Even though they had comfortable beds to sleep in.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It was very comfortable.
Right.
But you just don't get enough sleep to do the drive back.
Oh, hell no.
And then Indiana was a 6-hour drive. And then a 6-hour drive back.
Yeah.
And I loved him. He goes, you start at 5. We'll give you the tour. And checkout times, noonish, whenever.
Yeah, a soft noon. It's like, okay, that works for us, but
we were out of there before.
Yeah, I would have liked to stay longer, but the kids had their meeting for their trip, so it's like I had to be there.
You had to get back, but otherwise we probably would have slept a little bit longer.
Uh-huh. Well, shit, I only slept an hour and a half with all that damn noise going on. I was like, what the hell? I should have set my recorder out. I didn't even think about it. Like, with all that stuff that was going on, I'm like, I should have had that going. Like, the amount of stuff we would have caught, we would have been like, what is that? Like, what is that?
You would have caught me singing, and it probably wasn't even me.
Yeah, probably not, but gosh, it was creepy, whatever it was, but I don't know. It was bizarre. And then I go outside for just a few minutes. I walk in and I like got blood coming down my forehead. And the thing is okay, so then this is weird. Like, was it last week? I don't know if you can still see it. There's a faint scratch. You can feel it on my face. I was in the shower and I get out of the shower and my face is bleeding. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, it bled for a good solid 20 minutes. And there's this huge ass scratch. I'm like, I didn't even touch my face. Like, what the hell is this from? And you got the light flickering in the shower. Like, at first, when I turned on the bathroom light, there's we have those vanity lights.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's an actual light in the shower in the basement. And I'm in there and I'm looking in the mirror and I see this dark swoop and I'm like, oh shit, is there a bat in here? Like, and then I saw it again. I'm like, okay, there's not a bat in here. Like, what is that? And then I realized it was a light flickering in there. And I'm like, okay, that needs to stop. And it stopped. So I asked the girls and they're like, yeah, there was this weird flicker. And then it hadn't happened for a few days. And then last night it started flickering again. So it's like, I got to change the bulb in that. But I thought it was a bat. I'm traumatized by all these bats at these locations lately. I didn't hit the ground though, like Jill did. Though. Like you said, she did. That poor girl.
Oh, that poor girl. The live feed and that bat.
Oh,
Oh, I thought I was watching a war movie. The way she hit the deck and screamed and.
yeah. Oh my gosh.
I'm scared of them, but I don't hit the deck screaming.
Yeah, no, me either.
I just duck and start. Where's it at?
Yeah.
Give me the nearest tennis racket. I'll get him.
Right? Yeah, maybe we should do that. Maybe we should, like, put, like, hats on our heads, but then I'm getting this image of when my uncle came over and my dad used to do beekeeping. Like, he had all those bees in the backyard and he had a whole suit. Well, my uncle came over. We're way off topic, but this just made me think of maybe this could help with bats. And anyways, he didn't have another suit for him, so they stapled like chicken wire around his head.
How's chicken wire going to keep the bee out?
I don't know. It was like this little wiring type stuff, like netting type stuff, and you like staple
like screen.
Yeah, screen, and stapled it there. I mean, it's put a hat on and that. Maybe that'll help, so you're not getting a bat in the face. I don't know, but.
Well, Sue from Shortbus, she does have a net hat.
Oh, really?
So when they do come across, it will protect her from somewhat bats. She hates bats too.
Yeah, dang.
I don't blame her. I don't like bats.
Yeah. And I definitely don't want to come across another snake. And just thinking about that, traipsing through all that the grounds at night without a flashlight. It's like, who knows? I could have stepped on a damn snake or God knows what else could have came up on me. But
you just never know.
I don't know. Whatever. It was still fun. Like,
and the mice that was running Edinburgh.
Holy shit.
I've never seen that many mice.
Oh my God. That was so funny. We saw this one going back, forth. Like, oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. Oh.
Then the one we found dead in the boiler room.
Oh, yeah.
It was not there when we first got there.
No.
Because I was sitting in that chair. I would have noticed the mouse underneath my feet.
Right, yeah.
And then all of a sudden,
some
we
poison
have
or something, maybe.
Dead mouse under my feet.
Yeah.
Where'd he come from?
Yeah, I don't know where he came from, because I guess I don't recall that either.
He wasn't bloated or anything, so he hadn't been laying there very long, and he didn't stink, so...
Did he still... I can't remember. Did he still have the heat signature? Did you?
Yeah, he still had the heat signature.
Maybe he was playing possum. Maybe he wasn't really dead.
That's possible, because I didn't go back down there to look.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, though. Anywho, I guess we can... We don't have any questions or anything in chat, or anybody want to tell us about an experience they've had lately or anything like that, I guess? Anybody? Bueller? I know Darren left because he had to go eat pizza or something. But, anywho, next Thursday we have a guest on. Let me get it here for you. Her name is Morgan, and I'm probably butcher her last name. I don't know if it's Daimler, maybe, or Daimler. Sorry if I'm butchering it. But anyways, she's going to be on. She is a witch. She has a book out called Into Shadow. And so we'll be talking about she's probably going to talk about her book, and then also paganism and all that, and get into some things like that. And I believe she also talks about fairies and things. So that'll be interesting to do there. And then the 10th, I'm still working on. We'll find out. I had to reschedule some people, so.
We might have to have a new computer because I'm going to blow mine up.
Yeah, and I'm going to blow up mine too because my microphone, lasted a whole whopping 3 episodes and went to shit. And now the sound isn't right on it. So it's like, oh my gosh, I can't. Dealing with all that. So.
Hate technology.
I know it works. I mean, it's nice when it works. It sucks when it doesn't. So, but I'd like to thank we had Darren in chat. Thank you to everybody who was in chat. Thank you to everybody who was not in chat but listening. We appreciate each and every one of you. So until next time, peace out. Everybody.
If you ever get a chance, go to Indiana State.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's cheaper during the week, but it is worth going. So, or Ashmore, it's worth going. Both of those places.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yes, absolutely a must.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. And if you can do a 2-nighter, do a 2-nighter. And it's cheaper to go to Indiana during the week than it is on the weekend.
Definitely.
So, and, maybe if we book those places, maybe we'll have slots. You just never know. Or if you guys want to, if anybody wants to collaborate and do an investigation with us, hit us up. We'd love to hear from you. You can contact us on our Facebook page, REP Paranormal and Friends, or you can email us at reparanormal24@gmail.com. And so, yeah, thank you, everybody. We appreciate it. Peace out, everybody. Until next time.